Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to the wall. Morning, Richard. And we're going to do some wall slides. And let's see if you can still see me. So from here, and you can't really see me. I'll use this wall. Keeping my weight at my heels, tucking my tailbone, got my lower back nice and flat to the wall. From here, I'm going to bring my elbows. We've been working on this a lot, right? Bringing our elbows back, touching the wall, trying to drive our elbows through the wall. And then once I have that position, I'm going to go ahead and reach up towards the ceiling, keeping contact with my elbows. If I can, I'll also get my wrists back, but we don't want to sacrifice losing the lower back and overextending ourselves to get to the wrists. I'd rather you just keep your back flat, do the best you can, squeeze those elbows into the wall, and then we're going up and down nice and slow, getting those upper back muscles nice and warmed up. So lower back is flat, driving the elbows through the wall, trying to get my wrists back. And you're going to shoot somewhere between 5 and 8 of these before we head to the next thing. The next thing we're going to do is what are we going to do? That's a good question. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're going to do some hamstring curls. So if you have a hardwood floor, socks will probably do. I'm going to use this little shirt I got. If you have a couple little towels, which we usually do, yeah, let's use those. We're going to do that. And it's more of a warm-up. We're not trying to cramp or anything here. We're still just kind of getting things warmed up. So somewhere between 10 and 15, you're going to be on your back, heels on the towels. Let's see. From here, I'm going to slightly bridge my hips off the floor. It doesn't have to be all the way up. As long as you feel some tension behind the legs, it's good. And then you're sliding out. If it's too tough to go with both legs, just do one leg at a time. But keep your hips, both hips off the ground so that you're getting good tension. Like I said, about 10 on each side, just kind of warming up here. We already got sunshine, that's awesome. Usually the sun isn't coming out until like, I don't know, 20 minutes in or so. And I'm trying to think, I don't know. Oh, Heather. What's up, Heather? And next thing we got is, we're just gonna do some single leg RDLs, body weight. This will be more of the teeter-totter version. You know, like, when we do it later, I like having the toe in contact with the floor. But for here, we're trying to get a little bit bigger range of motion. So we're actually going to teeter. And basically, as fast as my foot is coming up off the ground, my head is tilting forward as I keep my back nice and straight. Yeah, go this way. So from here, teetering. Maybe getting a little stretch through that hamstring, feeling that hip a little bit. The sun is out pretty early today, right? I'm not late, am I? I feel like it's usually still dark. I guess I didn't tell you how many. We're going like 8 to 10 on each side here. Really warming up this position because we're going to use it a lot. If you want to sit back on your hips more, I usually have people reaching out in front. Kind of acts as a counterbalance to let you sit back a little bit more. It's awesome we have all these people in here today. Are they sticking around? Yeah, cool. We've had a solid group of like 3 or 4 people every day. And then other people popping in here and there. Is anybody sore from anything we did throughout the week? another nice thing, keep going, finish out your reps. Another nice thing to get, which would be perfect for today, is a pull-up bar. And we have one, but I haven't programmed any pull-ups yet. Glutes, nice. Good, we're gonna use those too. Finishing up your RDLs, we're gonna go into this bent over row position. So keeping our spine nice and straight, we're gonna hinge back pretty much like we're doing an RDL, right? Back is flat, and then from here we're gonna go to that Y position, squeeze. We're gonna do kind of that L position, and then the T. So it's Y, and then it's L, and then T. Let's go 5 rounds, so just one of each will be 1. So this will be 3, 3, 1 more round. Good. And back to the beginning. Back on the wall, doing those slides. Trying to get a little further. Focusing on your breath here. So I've got weight in my heels. I'm in a little bit of a squat, not too much. Mostly just enough to let me keep my lower back nice and flat. Driving those elbows. If you don't have a wall next to you, you can just do this on the ground too. Again, the most important part is keeping your lower back really flat. So as we press our elbows either through the ground or through the wall, we're feeling those upper back muscles. We're reaching up, coming down. We're gonna go for 8. Some other people. Go for 8. Remember, keep that lower back nice and flat. Good morning, Birdie. Jumping right on in. And when you're ready, back to that hamstring curl. Alright, there's a couple options here. We can either bridge up and slide with one leg, or we can do both, depending on how strong you are or how comfortable this feels. I don't want you to cramp in anything that we're doing, especially here in the warm-up. So I can either bridge up just slightly, and then I'm sliding one leg, going for 10 each side, or I can do just both together. And back to that single leg RDL here. Just teetering over the leg. This camera back up. I got 2 cameras going here, so gotta try and make sure I'm in both the frames here. From here we're doing more of that teetering over the hip, right? Still trying to get my weight back. Keeping my weight in my heel. As I sit back, as fast as my foot comes up, my head comes down towards the floor. Shoot for somewhere between 8 and 10 of these on each side. If you're having a hard time balancing, reaching out in front can really help you sit back in those hips. Oh, look who's up. How you feeling today? We got, I don't know, 5 or 6 people in the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright, other leg, finishing out your RDLs. It's crazy how sunny it is already. When did that happen?
Oh man. My birthday.
Probably. Janelle's been outside like every day. There's a little bit of sun. She's getting so tan. It's crazy. It's like 50 degrees outside, but it's their sun. Should be getting close to finishing up here. And then one more time in those, we're going to that kind of RDL position where we're here, our hips are back, our spine stays nice and straight, and then we're gonna go Y, and then L and T. Good squeeze, hold it for like a second, and those shoulder blades, Y, T, L. Got 5 rounds. I got like one more. And we're just doing 2 rounds of this stuff, and then we're going to get right into our lifts.
I'm warm.
You warm? So, ideally you got some, we'll do one on our rowing variations. We'll use 1 bell today, and then for the RDLs, if you have a heavy super band, you can do like a good morning, or really wrap the band around your feet and use it. We'll go over a variation once we get there. But what we're going to start with is a hip thrust on the bench. And there's a couple different ways that you can use your weight to make this a little more challenging. The tempo today is a little bit different than we've done before. We're going to do 1.5 rep, and that'll count as 1 rep. So you come all the way up, squeeze, go down halfway, and then come back up and squeeze again, and that would be 1 total rep. And then we got 4 rounds of 8 on these 3 exercises. The rowing variation is going to be 8 on each side, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But so for the hip thrust, you should be able to grab your heavier weight, whether it's a dumbbell, a kettlebell. It's just finding a comfortable spot on your hips to place the weight. That'll be the tricky part. So from here, my shoulder blades go across either my couch or bench, and I'm going to be bridging my hips up towards the ceiling. To load the weight, there's a couple of different ways here with the dumbbell. You can load it just on the hips this way, or you can hold it upright and have it like more like right on your, that's like your pubis, right? Yeah. Whatever's more comfortable for you. I'll probably do both variations. I feel like when I do center the weight, it does look ridiculous, but when you have it centered that way, I feel like I do feel my glutes a lot more. But for here, we're gonna go for 8, and we got, again, 1.5 reps. So we're going up, squeeze 1 second, down halfway, squeeze again, and then all the way down. Squeeze, halfway, squeeze again, all the way down. If you don't have a couch or a bench, you can do like Janelle is doing. She's doing a weighted bridge just on the ground. That's okay too. You don't necessarily need to be elevated as high as I am here. You can use like a bench or a stool, or I don't know, if you have something a little bit, as long as it's sturdy, right? Okay, we're shooting for 8 reps, but it's like more like 16 because we're doing those half. It's like 1 deep rep, and then half. I think I like 1 more. The next thing we're gonna do, it's kind of like a bent over row. I'd probably use more of your medium weight. But we're going to do it from a split stance. So you're going to be posted up here with 1 leg in the front, 1 leg in back. And you can actually post up on your leg if that helps you feel a little more stable. And then from there, we're gonna row for 8. And today we're really thinking about that control on the way down. I'm gonna start with my medium 30-pound dumbbell, and then we can always work our way up. So we're in that split stance. I'm gonna use my leg to post up. Squeeze, 2, 1, squeeze. We're gonna do a 3-second eccentric. Okay. Dang, I'm already starting to sweat. It's like the first round. And as you've all figured out about now that I'm terrible at counting, so I need like a, well, that's why I use that app all the time. Okay, now we can go back to our heaviest set of dumbbells, or we can do the banded version. We're basically just going to be doing some RDLs here, nice and slow, a little more volume. If you don't have a heavier weight, you can do like 10. But ideally, there's lots of tension in this movement as we go. So if you're using dumbbells, just like the barbell, right in front, coming down nice and slow, just hitting to the point where you feel like that little bit of stretch behind the legs, boom, right back up, leading with your hips. If you have one of these thicker super bands, you can go like, Janelle will do the good morning version, and I'll try and show you more of like an RDL version. So here, she's doing that good morning. Go ahead and go sideways too to show them. Tensions around, yep. Squeezing the hips, good. I feel like this is gonna be pretty challenging to, well, I gotta turn this off.
Maybe we'll switch.
Switch what?
Try with the RDL.
So the way that I've been having people do it, if they have like one of these medium bands, is basically just to step on it, right? Take about shoulder width apart, and then from here I'm getting my hips back. If this is the option, then if you need more tension, you can wrap your hands. Get a little more tension, right? Should be finishing up with those 8 reps. And then we're going back to the hip thrust on the bench. With all these movements, go a little bit slower. Lots of tension. Where you feel the most tension, try to pause into it, for like a second. So I'm here, and I'm really owning it. Boom, at the top, really getting a good squeeze. If I don't have enough tension, I'm gonna either wrap the band, try and go with a little bit heavier dumbbells. I'll do the dumbbells on the next round just so that you can see that way too. I'm gonna turn this just a little bit. Okay, back to that hip. So here on the hip thrust, we want the bench or the couch to be right underneath the shoulder blades. It's probably the best pivoting point and the most comfortable. So I'll do the other variation. Like I said, this is kind of looks a little bit ridiculous, but it does feel like I'm getting more out of it with the weight being more centered on my hips. So from here, yeah, we're going 1.5 reps, right? So down, up, squeeze, half rep, squeeze. All the way down, up, squeeze, half rep, squeeze. That's what, 5. Last one. So I feel that a lot more with that weight being centered on the hips. I don't know. Give it a try. We're gonna go back to that row. So we're going to that split stance. Pulling up, getting a good squeeze. Coming down nice and slow. 3 seconds on the way down. Using your medium to heavier weight. You can post a hand on the leg, or you can go in opposites here. Get some rotation. Still got 5 people with us. What weight do you have? I'm curious. Like, do most of you have dumbbells? Are you working with bands? And what's like the heaviest weight that you have for the hip thrust, or even the row? Like, what are you guys rowing with? I'm curious. I don't know if some of those new people stuck around or if they're probably just stopped in to say hi. Okay, RDL. And what are you guys using for these RDLs? How much weight? Or we're using a band? Everybody gone? Or are you just working really hard? So I'm going to jump up to the 40s. I'm going to hold 2 40-pound dumbbells while I do this. That's where I feel like I'm going to get the most out of what I have available to me. Yeah, I'm going down nice and slow, in control. Just hitting to that point where I feel my hamstring, and I'm back up. And so I'm here keeping the weight in the heels the whole time. Really trying to push my hips up and back. Yeah, I know, right? So she can't get bands on them in May. I know, there is Amazon all sold out as well. We must have got them just before then. Yeah, it's crazy how hard it is to get fitness equipment right now. I do recommend, it kind of sucks because you have to kind of, you know, engage with somebody, and usually with cash, but if you can find things on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, be careful though. I have seen a lot of people trying to jack prices up on there in the last few weeks. Trying to really, you know, work with the demand of all this stuff. Like, you don't need to overpay for a lot of that stuff. You're just gonna have to probably wait, which sucks, but do what you can. We'll try and give you some other variations of what we're doing to make sure that you still get a good workout here. And even if you're doing this hip thrust without weight, if it's pretty easy, you can go to one leg, more like a marching variation, and that will usually make it more challenging. too high. Alright, so it's 1.5 rep, right? So it's a squeeze, halfway down and then back up. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Okay, back to that row. So in this row position, we're kind of like in that same RDL position, and then just to a split stance, right? So we're still loading into our hip a little bit to help us stay nice and stable here. You can do a post on the leg, or you can get your hands moving in opposites if you feel pretty stable. Try to bring it down slow though, 3 seconds. You're all a quiet bunch today. Other side, let's get it done. And we got one more round of all this stuff. And then next week, everything changes. We've gone through 4 weeks of programming. Gonna change. We're still hitting some of the similar movements, but the format's gonna be a little bit different. So it's not just like push and pull days. They're gonna be a mixture. And yeah, just keep it interesting and change up the stress. Try and play around with the movements a little bit. It's tough because we only have so much space and weight and equipment, but we'll do our best. Alright, last round. Wait, we still got RDLs. Sorry. RDLs, 8. Either doing a good morning with a band or using your dumbbell or whatever weight. If you don't have any weight, just do an incline bridge, right? So on your back, try and elevate your feet up onto like a bench or your couch, and then just bridge your hips. I'm trying not to scare off the new folks.
Of course.
Alright, like I said, keep the weight in the heels, pushing those hips back, nice and slow on the way down. Or you're doing an incline bridge if you don't have any weights. Put your feet up on a couch, so lay on your back, put your feet up on a couch, and then just bridge your hips to the ceiling. You'll feel your hamstrings and your butt, hopefully. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna have some sore glutes in my future. Okay, now we got one more round. So that's pretty good variation too, right? Like you can make it more challenging.
Yeah.
Take a wider base, a little funky on the hands, but you can just like grip it a little bit lower if it's real uncomfortable. So the variation Janelle's doing here with the hip thrusts is just a glute bridge. I'll let you see that before I go. So if you don't have a way to elevate your feet, you can just bridge on the ground there with some weight, and that can be a great way to also get a similar effect to what we're doing here with the hip lift. So this would be a little bit high of a bench for a hip lift, but we're just kind of working with what we got, right? Okay. Two. Really get a good squeeze at the top. Three. Alright, hear that? Creaky knees. Two more. Sweet. Back to that row. Good morning, Mr. Dan. I don't know if he stuck around or if he just waved and left. Good to see you. Seeing all the videos that they're posting. Those guys are so funny. Okay, one more time. In that row, we're either posted up or hands moving on opposite, but we're using that kind of hip hinge position to stabilize us. Good squeeze at the top, going down nice and slow. About 3 seconds on the way down, controlling the weight, good squeeze at the top. Last RDL or good morning or whatever variation you're doing there. Incline bridge on the couch. There's always something you can do. And then we're going to get into our next set of things, which will be kind of more around shoulders and single leg RDL and then some shoulder work. And then we're going to do the same challenge we did last week. I feel like I was kind of dogging it and you guys all beat me. So, I was feeling kind of bad all week about it. And so hoping to get a little bit of a better time on that this week. I mean, you guys all crushed it. Left me in the dust. All right, last set. Staying in those heels, pushing those hips up and back. All right, keeping those knees soft. Okay, so ideally you're gonna have some lighter dumbbells, like one medium dumbbell and then some lighter dumbbells for the other things. Yeah, you could probably use a medium dumbbell actually for 2 of the movements, but we're gonna start with a single leg RDL, kind of like we did at the beginning, but now as we got a little bit of weight, we're gonna use either one of those sliders that we had, towel. We're gonna have a weight in the other hand. And let's go 5 to 8 on these. So if you have a heavier weight, use your heavier weight. And then from here, I'm gonna try going this way. From here, I'm letting my toes stay in contact with the ground, give me a little bit more stability. But again, I'm trying to get my hips up and back as I bring my chest more parallel to the floor and drive. And if I have the weight, I'm going to use the weight in my opposite hand. I'm going to start with 3 because these get me every time. Every time I do them, I get sore. From here, up and back with the hips. I'm just drawing to the point where I start to feel that stretch in my glute, and then I'm going to come back up 5 to 8 each side. Again, nice and slow on the way down. You can come up as fast as you like as long as you're in control and driving through your hip. We're not trying to stand up real quick. We're trying to drive through our hip to bring us upright. So I drive through my leg and my hip. That's what brings me up. Really good movement for building that single leg strength. Getting you sore. Okay, once you're done, you're going to grab some of your lighter weights. We're going to be doing lateral and front raises, alternating. Trying to get some shoulder work done today. I don't know, I'm thinking somewhere between anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 at the most, I would think, to have good form and to be able to do the volume that we're going to do, because we're going to do 10 of each exercise as we alternate. Do you have any? We can use one of the bands maybe for the front raise. Yeah. If all you have is a band, I'll have you do 10 to 15 of those front raises, and then just do jumping jacks until we get done. That's what you get. But it's that lateral raise to front raise. These are like 10s. Nice and slow and in control. You know, it doesn't take a lot of weight in these movements. 3, 4, 4, 5, 9, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Who's stopping by? What's up, Andy? I just sent you an email, I think. Or I read your email. I don't know if I sent you one back yet. Gotta get you guys some equipment at the house. Get you guys doing some of these workouts. Next thing we have, we're practicing our high pull, because in the challenge today we have a snatch, so just a good way to kind of set us up for that. Let's go 8 each side, and so it's kind of more from that RDL position. We're not going to go all the way down with the bell. We're just loading here, up, pulling. So again, we're trying to drive our elbow towards the ceiling. We're trying to let the bell float so that most of the power is coming from our legs, right, and our hips. As I come up, really extending those hips. You can give it a little bit of, get a little bit more power with getting to the balls of the feet like you're going to jump. If you want to practice that way, set 8 each side before we go back to that single leg RDL. Catch your breath. Let's see, we're going to be close on time. We're going to try and get 2 more rounds of all that stuff. And so we got to get moving. And then if you can stick around, you can stick around for the challenge. If the video gets cut off, then the challenge is the same: 21, 15, 9. Kettlebell swing, alternating snatches. We should at least be able to get through all of this stuff though. Single leg RDL, 8 each side. Just trying to get it done. Still in control, still going slow. Don't rush it. I want you to feel a lot of tension, a lot of control on these movements. Yeah. Left the imprint. It looks like 80 though. Okay, right into the lateral to front raise. Whenever you get ready, whenever you get done. High pull, real quick. 8 each side, and then on the next round we're going to speed it up a little bit. We're going to do a little bit less reps just so we can get to our next thing. Is we are, we're actually doing okay. We're actually doing okay. Maybe we won't. Let's just see where we're at. Janelle's going to show you an amazing high pull. Oh yeah. Each side. Try and get that bell to float. I think my glutes are going to be sore. Alright, last round. So we get into our challenge for the day. Blare some music. If you have any music requests, let me know. I have my own playlist of this kind of thing, but I don't know that it's for everybody. Alright, let's do it. 8 each side. Last round. It's crazy it's already Thursday. I feel like days are flying by. This is already day 19. Crazy. crazy time. Alright, one more time with that lateral and front raise. Two, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 6. Alright, catch your breath and get ready for about 3 to 4 minutes of work at least. Gonna be using the same weight that I did last time. I had a 40-pound dumbbell and a 20 kilogram kettlebell. Honestly, I think the snatches might get a little bit challenging towards the end, but swing should be okay, and it's mostly just trying to work through all of it without resting, right? That was the thing that I ran into last time where it really slowed me down. Really slowed my time down because I got lazy and wanted to rest. You have a timer?
That was nice on the computer.
Well, I don't have it.
Okay.
I'll put it over the next time.
Also, no music.
No music because everything's being used. I guess not. Everybody ready? Got some thumbs up over there? Anybody? I see a thumbs up here. Heavy up, some lifts at home. It's tough. I mean, that's the hard part about getting resistance on a lot of this stuff. From what I'm remembering from the picture that you sent me, I think one thing you might be able to get is just a super band, one of the thicker bands, and I think that could give you some better ways to. I'll cheer you on. Amy said she's gonna cheer us on. Those thicker bands might be able to help you create some more tension. It's just tough, right? It's hard to find ways to continue to get a lot of tension out of things, but whether it's a TRX, a super band, those things do have a lot of return on investment because there's a lot of different things we can do. But combining weights, I don't know, I feel like that's going to be pretty hard. You might be able to take one of those bands and stretch it out and then put your kettlebell through to give you a little more resistance, you know, some different resistance. Like if I go here and I step on the band, I can probably give myself a little more resistance, but it's going to be pretty awkward. And you're just going to have to kind of play with what you got. We can talk about it later. Are you guys ready? I think everybody's ready. So 21, 15, 9, dumbbell snatch all the way overhead. Don't have to touch, just need to come to that athletic position, and then swings. All right, we're just going to the point where we're right below shoulder height. Shouldn't go any higher with the traditional Russian hard style swing. So on Janelle's mark, whatever she says, we'll go.
And 3, 2, 1, and go.
Let us know how you guys do. How'd you do? How'd you do?
Great job, Josh.
Thanks.
Oh, hi, Robert. Good improvement.
What did you say?
Great improvement. Yeah, he improved by a minute and a half. I think he was competing this time instead of just chilling out. Oh, hi, Allie. What'd you guys get? 251, 308.
And you got it faster too, right?
Yeah, I got 305 last time.
Wow, I almost got Janelle's last time score. Ooh.
He lays down, means he tried hard. Oh, ultimate CrossFit. Richard, 310, 40.
Oh, nice.
258, sub 3. Nice job, Jesse.
Dang. You girls are flying. That's alright, Richard. We're doing good. We're doing great. These girls are...
He beat me
They're
this
freaks in nature.
time.
They're really, really good at this stuff. So, just the
Just
fact
by
that
that
we're
much.
getting close, you know, is a good thing.
You beat Richard.
Sorry, Richard. Well, I was trying really hard today, so...
Well, you didn't try hard last time?
Not really. Anyway, good job, everybody. Thanks for coming by. I know we've had a few other visitors coming through. Tomorrow, trying to take it a little bit easier. I'm hoping we got some sore people tomorrow, but definitely working on some more kind of isometric positions, some positional work. It's always a good time to kind of get feeling better, right? Like, especially when you're sore. Do some things that help you feel better while you're still getting a good workout. Maybe get a little sweat. Yeah, that's all we got for today. I'll post a challenge, and then you can post your time and try and encourage other people to participate. The more we got, the better. That'd be awesome. So I'm sure there's plenty of people out there looking for opportunities to kind of join a workout and just getting the 2-minute countdown. So we're timing these perfect. Hope you all have a good day. It looks like the sun is out. Try and go get a little bit of it if you can. And I will see you tomorrow. And you're welcome. You're so welcome. Got you today, but who knows next time. Alright guys, take care.